took a little pause for the cars yesterday, and we're gonna pick it back up today. And as always, I always like to start with a poem. I know we cut it off yesterday without anything, but we're gonna bring it back in the tradition, the way we do things. Usually when I'm doing anything in the public, when I got elders around, my brothers over there, y'all probably older than me. So when I got elders around in the African tradition, I always ask, can I have permission to continue from my elders? Y'all got permission? Thank you.
Of course. Much respect, no disrespect.
Yes, sir. So, teacher, preacher, here's what we feature. A master's plan, and I hope that it reaches. The foundation's been laid, the road's been paved. It's time we acknowledge the fact we're not slaves. So to tell the truth about you, I have proof. Acknowledgement is easy when I'm through. Drugs, thugs, CIA bugs, covert action here's under rugs. History reveals his story. Now it's time we seek our own glory. Sacred seals, I've peered into the books of truth, the real deal. African history, as I acknowledge, is way above the level that's taught in their college. Civilization, equation, creation. Emancipation, proclamation, salvation. No relation. My summation is devastation of creation. Space station. Now leaders, cheaters, and false preachers are all gathered around. False teachers, a rope for the Pope for hiding the dope. Listen to reality, it's no joke. And being a man is not the pleasant. Truth, peace, and love, understand? My brothers and sisters saying, stop the violence. Now we're saying no more silence. Mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, we all belong to one another. The system's designed to break us down, to keep us weak and to beat us sound. Let's not deny who we are any longer. We must unite and get much stronger. Illustrious, glorious stories is our history, but let the man tell it we didn't do a thing. Why are drugs in our communities? It's just another way to severe our unity. So let's get back to the basics and begin to live. Let's start to love and let's start to give. God said to us, be fruitful and multiply. We're sacrificing children. Somebody tell me why. Now, brothers and sisters, I have a plan. It's love, not hate, and an economic plan. Believe in your thoughts and your future you control, despite the culture and history they stole. We will once again be whole. My brothers and sisters saying, stop the violence, and now we're saying no more silence. Now, if we keep walking this path we're on, our destiny will be to be a rerun. MLK showed us a way, but brothers like the X-Man didn't play. It's not too late to dictate our own fate. Change we must make to take our rightful place. I can see what's happening this time. Pollute, seduce, reduce our minds. Ignorance, death, and destruction is their way. And if we continue to sleep, it's our fate. Through ignorance is the game, and to allow it to continue is the shame. So educate to relate, make a change today. Stop letting the other man lead the way. Massa, we done holler for too long. Now it's time to stand on our own and invest in our future so that we may grow. And let's start giving so our children will know the selfless, not selfish is the way to go. Trust, love, and compassion. Also, this is a new day, our time to heal, time to cleanse our minds and get real. I'm proclaiming Satan's time is spent. He has no more cash to pay his rent. Brothers and sisters saying stop the violence. Now I'm saying no more silence. Ashe. So now we're gonna get right back to where we was the other day. Yesterday, we was doing a scenario.
Beautiful, man.
Thank you, brother.
Beautiful, man.
We was doing a scenario of a financing situation.
Young people need to hear
What I was reiterating yesterday was that we the value in this whole game we call the USA. We the value. And they got us thinking we need to work. I want to kind of reiterate a little bit from yesterday. Now, yesterday I was going over how this is your house. Got a couple brothers here, so I want to go over a little bit of stuff that I talked about yesterday. See, this is your house, America. They got us thinking they done brung us all over here, our ancestors as slaves over here in the boat. The reality is, a lot of us are already here. I'm not a Negro, a nigga, an African American. I'm a motherfucking Cherokee from the Yamasee Nation. I got history and roots here for thousands of years, 100,000 years. All the way back to the Olmec nations. Incas, Aztec, Yamasee. That's who I am, what I am. And a lot of my brothers and sisters are the same and don't know it. They got us tricked into thinking they the brothers all over here from Africa. And we over here in a land on exile and we ain't got no resources, but this is your house. And we got all the damn resources, all the minerals. This is your house. Those folks on the reservation, they the native. I should say they are the natives. They are not the indigenous or autochthonous.
So you're
they
right.
are the native. Their ancestors are not from here. We indigenous. I'm indigenous, and the people that look like me that's here are indigenous, and our ancestors come from here. That's why this is our house. So I had to tie us back to our land because they got us thinking we somewhere else. This is your house. And so yesterday I was going through a scenario showing how we actually got value, and they done tricked us out of it by tricking us out of our identity. See, we don't know who we are, so we get played thinking we U.S. citizens and shit, voting to get stuff remedied that's happening to us wrong. Voting, again, is for the corporation called the United States Corporation Company that was created in 1871 with the act to create a municipal corporation for the District of Columbia. So you got folks dying through civil rights, we done died for the vote, fought for the vote, but the vote don't give you no hope because the vote has to do with a corporation. So I was telling folks on the previous correspondence that this is a corporation called the United States. We think it's a government, but they done tricked us. It's a corporation. 28 USC, United States Code, which what USC means 3002, Section 3002, Section 15A, states that the United States is a federal corporation. Look up the Act of 1871. It also tell you that the United States is a municipal corporation, to be more specific. So we voting for the CEOs, CFOs. We voting for these folks, and it's a corporation. They got us tricked into thinking it's a government. There's two constitutions. There's two constitutions as well. The Constitution of 1879 that the people got together and created. We the people, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. I didn't just say United States, I said United States of America. It's two different things. And to the republic. We ain't say a damn thing about democracy. See, that's the game when they got you voting for a democracy. That's the second constitution they talking about. See, the original constitution, our people, we the people is self-governed. We govern ourselves. We don't need nobody governing our mental. You know what I'm saying? With that second constitution, 1871, that they created right after slavery. Got out of slavery in 1865, 1871, they changed the game. They had to. So I was going into the scenario that the United States actually went into bankruptcy in 1933. 1929, the Depression. 1933, they went full belly up bankrupt. They're in Chapter 11 reorganization as we speak. The United States is a corporation. How it continued to exist. This is what we get to. How the hell is it, if it's bankrupt, how did it continue to exist? How is it existing today? It's existing because they tricked the American people into backing they play again. They tricked the American people to give up our assets, our land, our labor, to back this United States government so it can fund itself with some real value, our labor and our land. And so that means we the creditors in the game. We rarely hear this language, creditor, debtor. Only time we kind of hear that language when we the debtor on the end of it. We the debtor, we always owe some damn money. But in reality, we the creditor. Why? Because we gave value to this United States corporation coming to exist. That's why we the creditor. But when you think you're a U.S. citizen, some from somewhere else, you don't know this your house. It's hard to put this shit together. But we give value to the country, so they have to give us something. Can't get something for nothing. That ain't how the universe works. And that ain't how they roll. They use universal principles that we taught the world on us. So you can't get something for nothing. So we gave them our value, pledged with our labor and our land, codified it within the birth certificate. That's where the value at. The birth certificate is actually security. It's a stock. And it's your stock with your name on it. And they're using it to run the damn country while they got us working. That's what's going on. So anybody got a birth certificate, got value. The value is unlimited credit. Because they ain't got no money, they bankrupt, remember? So you ain't even rolling with money, you're rolling with notes and shit. Federal Reserve notes. Look, take a dollar bill out your pocket and look at the top of it. It say Federal Reserve note. If it's a note, it ain't money. Backed by gold and silver, which is lawful money. It's backed by a promise to pay. And So this is the game that they're playing. So a note, somebody got to pay the note, right? Car note, house note, Federal Reserve notes. I don't give a fuck what kind of note. Somebody got to pay the note. So if you getting paid with Federal Reserve notes, they giving you debt. A slave wasn't in debt. Slave just didn't get paid. Now we working and they handing you a paper that's debt. Somebody's debt.
I'm telling you,
That's
man.
worse than being a slave.
Worse,
Because
man.
we can walk around and buy clothes and shit. We think we free and go here and go there. But they paying you with debt notes. It's called negotiable debt instruments. Debt notes. Federal Reserve note. Any note is a debt. So just because we can go and use it and make transactions, we don't question whether we actually got paid or not. Some value. So we can accept the debt notes and go get what we want, but we never got paid. And so the way this game go, they supposed to be paying us 24-to-1 for every damn debt note they give us. 24-to-1. That's the exchange rate with the Federal Reserve. And it's supposed to be in lawful money, gold-based money or silverback money. Now, yesterday we had a scenario showing how we the creditor. I was illustrating how we the creditor, how they trick us. Now, you go into a bank, you want to get a financing for a car, house, or whatever, and they're going to hand you a promissory note. Knowing you don't know you the damn creditor in the whole game, you're going to fill the promissory note out for the amount you're trying to get and present it to the financing officer. And they're going to accept that offer, that promissory note. And when they log that promissory note in their account, they're going to log it as an asset. What did I just say? I'm talking debt and assets. I'm talking value and debt. So if the promissory note is an asset, that means value. We're talking value. So if I already had value and I gave them value, promissory note is a valuable promissory